What's going on, everyone? We are back with a brand new video, and I'm going to go ahead and leap right into today's subject. So, as you know, you may have seen our video the other day, and if not, there are plenty of other bigger channels, much bigger than this one, that talked about the recent comments of one Reggie Miller that made a lot of news, particularly in the YouTube streets, but even around basketball circles, in which he basically, well, not basically, he did. He gave Anthony Edwards props for taking ownership and being a leader when his team lost to the Nuggets. He totally owned it. We talked about it on our last video, and then he followed that in the same, I don't want to say rant, but in the same speech or whatever you want to call it, his same monologue. He made some comments about lack of accountability and blaming others, blaming, scapegoating coaches, that even Stevie Wonder could see, and stop truthers, that even he could see that was directed at LeBron James. Everyone knew it. It was plain as day. It's just what it was. And we talked about it, like I said, yes, or in that recent video, that this was a continuation of some of the criticism that LeBron James has been getting in lieu of the Darvin Ham firing. And then this happened. So Reggie Miller goes on the Dan Patrick Show, which is something he does with regularity. And Dan Patrick asked him about his comments about Anthony Edwards, LeBron James. And here is what he had to say, because I'm not going to try to speak. I'm going to let you hear exactly what Reggie Miller had to say. So here he is on the Dan Patrick Show.
Because you know what? You did say this about the coaches got fired, but the players either last week or the week before. So you were saying that you got coaches fired in Phoenix and Los Angeles where players maybe didn't take the blame.
No, what I said was the coaches, unfortunately, are always the first to go because the players have guaranteed contracts.
Yes.
So coaches are always the first to go, which is unfortunate. I said we need to look more so at the players and more so who's putting the rosters together, Theodore.
Okay, but do you have a player in mind? Because you said current Mount Rushmore. If it's not LeBron,
I will leave it up to interpretation.
Yeah, but that's part of the problem. Now we bring in all these other people. So you took a shot at maybe LeBron or KD because they didn't take ownership or blame for the coaches getting. How about you just nod your head? Was it LeBron?
No, stop it.
Well, I thought that. I thought
everyone thinks that everything evolves around LeBron. It's not everything does not evolve around LeBron, guys. It doesn't.
I felt that. I felt that you were saying LeBron because the only other player current on the Mount Rushmore would have been Durant because Steph has had Steve Kerr as his coach, and
Steph is not. Steph, no. Steph, LeBron, KD, whomever. I'll leave it up to your interpretation.
So you heard Reggie Miller.
Well, there you have it, the comments of Reggie Miller. And I'll be honest, when I first heard him, I was like, come on, man. Seriously? Seriously? Because, first of all, for you to sit up there and say, oh, well, you know, I'm not talking about LeBron. And then Dan Patrick was like, well, who else could you be talking about? KD or Stephen Curry? We know it's not Wardell because he doesn't have a track record of getting coaches fired. You never even hear him blame coaches. So we know it's not Wardell. Could you be talking about Kevin Durant? No, because even like you say you're not talking about LeBron, but then you say, well, if I was talking about LeBron, I would say it, but then you try to let it be perceived that you could be talking about Kevin Durant. Wouldn't the same thing apply? If I was talking about Kevin Durant, I would have said Kevin Durant. So He moonwalked. Man, no, out of what he said the other day, so clumsily. And look, I don't know if the media got to him, if somebody's passing him a check. Is he worried that he's not going to have a job if this NBC thing goes through? I don't know. But to see him, it's bad enough that he did a 180 on what he said. But the fact that he tries to sit there and almost like you didn't hear what you really heard, and then he says, well, I'll let you interpret what I said. No, fool. That's why Dan Patrick is asking you. So you can determine. You don't, if you want what you said to be construed the right way, there is your chance right there. When you sit up there and you say, well, you can determine it, you are opening it up to be taken in all sort of directions that you didn't intend to. If the purpose of you going on the show and being asked that question is to clarify, and then you do everything to not clarify, then you can't really sit up here and try to say that, because it makes me angry, because it's insulting to our intelligence, because we know what we heard, we know what you said, and it's clear who those comments were pointed at. So don't come back after the fact and then say, man, it's not about LeBron. Everything ain't about LeBron. Then proceeds to talk about LeBron without saying LeBron. If that's actually from the LeBron James school of passive aggression, then I don't know what is. So look, I don't know if they got to him. I don't know if somebody stop talking about that, but I mean, was it even 24 hours? I know it was no more than 48 hours, and he backtracked on everything he said, which is a shame. And this is the type of thing when we talk about it, and so many of these other great independent content creators in the sports space talk about the lack of integrity in sports media. I know Sports and Fitness Rants is huge on that. And so many of us are. But when we talk about that lack of integrity in sports media, that's exactly what we're talking. This is a case study in that. But I don't want to ramble on this too long, because I feel like I have covered and spoke on it enough. But what do you think about what old Reggie had to say on the Dan Patrick Show? What are your thoughts on it? Let's have a conversation about it. Let us know in the comment section. But with that being said, I am going to end this video. And as always, thank you for spending a few moments with us. And as I like to end every video off, tell the ones that you love them. Peace.